Good morning, and welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your guest host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with our producer, Nick Steffens.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Our publisher is Matt Bryant. And later on the show, we're going to be speaking with Greg and Lori Wiley. The play Clue is going to be coming to Washington in a couple of weeks, and Greg is the director, and Lori is acting in that production. So excited to learn more about Clue and how people can get tickets and more about the show in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Currently, the weather is 40 degrees and mostly cloudy. It's really nice out.
Oh, it was not when I was driving to work. It was foggy, and apparently one of my headlights is out. And it's just, yeah.
Hopefully you didn't get pulled over.
I didn't. Is it illegal to have a headlight out?
I think they give you a warning.
Dang it, that means I have to take it soon.
You just ratted yourself out on the show.
Yeah.
The high is supposed to be 55 later, so that'll feel really nice. I don't have anything for local events, so we'll go right into the police report. 5 traffic calls, 4 calls for warrant arrests, 2 fire calls, 2 public service calls, 2 animal calls, 2 theft, 2 harassment, 2 for civil dispute, and then a bunch of single calls for a total of 31. Here are the highlights Nick pulled out for us. There was a fire call on Highway 1 in Washington. Reports his skid loader is on fire. It's outside, not near any structures. Washington Fire Department and 9210 responded. Fire extinguished.
In the 8 months that we've been doing this police report thing, I've developed a fear that things are just going to catch on fire because I feel like every day something has just spontaneously combusted.
Yeah, that would be scary. My husband once had a UTV that caught fire in a field because it got like a bunch of corn husks caught underneath it, and it caught on fire. And
it's a new fear unlocked.
Scary stuff, yeah. A civil dispute here in Washington. Caller reports they were buying a truck, and the owner came and took it with their belongings inside it. 111 spoke with the caller. Civil problem.
I'm very confused by that.
Yeah.
Because they were buying the truck. And then the person took their truck?
Yeah.
Were they purchasing a truck? Was it just getting mixed up? I don't know.
I feel like they left out some details.
Yeah.
And then a couple from Iowa City. One call. Sounds like a lot of children having a good time playing.
Lock them up. Get them off the streets.
Why would you call about that? Another call from Iowa City. Sometime between 4 o'clock Saturday and 19:30 Monday, RP got home and roommate wasn't home. Door was unlocked. There was urine all over the bathroom. RP said no one was there and shouldn't have been in RP's bathroom. RP tried to contact management. No one should have been there.
They really hammered home that no one should have been there.
They really did. And
if that was the problem.
And there was no punctuation in
Any of that?
those 4 lines, and they were all in capital letters. That was very challenging. Next time I need to read that ahead of time and add some punctuation, and so I can read it a little bit better. But wow, so no one should have been there.
Yeah.
This is basically where we're at with that. So, all right, very good. Anything else that we should cover, Nick, before we head to commercial?
I don't know, I believe so.
All right.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey, Emmy, why are pirates called pirates? They just are.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your guest host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio by Greg and Lori Wiley. Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Diana, I just wanted to say the other night I was in Iowa City. I was in RP's bathroom. I don't know what I was doing there. I probably shouldn't have been there, but I left, so nothing was hurt. Okay? I may have left something on the floor. I don't know anything about that.
Okay. Thanks for your confession. So Greg is the director of the play coming to town, Clue, and Lori is an actress with the production. Can you tell me a little bit about the production Clue?
You bet. This is based off of the 1985 movie Clue with Tim Curry. Thank you. That's why I brought Lori. Tim Curry, and which is based off of the Parker Brothers board game. So if you've played the game Clue with Mr. Green or Mrs. White or Miss Scarlet and all the rest, then these people are in the play. And if you've seen the movie, then this kind of follows the movie somewhat, kind of like it. They took some liberties. It's a new play. It just was written in 2020. It just came out. I read an entirely too many plays to find this before we picked it. But this one jumped out at us. It's a fun play. It's funny. It's got a lot of great characters. Everybody gets a chance to do their thing. It's kind of an ensemble play. And we all have just a great time being on stage doing it. So, and of course, we don't just have the 6 characters, the 6 colors, I call them. We also have a butler who kind of gets things going, the owner of the mansion, mansion, and then, of course, a maid, a cook, some policemen, some other things. So there's a whole cast of characters that are all kind of quirky and fun to watch.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. Lori, what's your role?
I play Mrs. White.
Okay.
Who's kind of a mysterious,
neurotic.
Not necessarily neurotic, but
neurotic. Yeah.
I would say there's a lot of mystery involved with her background and what she has done prior to coming to this place for the evening. It's a fun character to play, and there's so many good characters in this play, from just kind of wacky to pompous to naive, and we can really play that up, especially with the people that we have, which is, the cast is just full of a great group, and so there's a lot of action, there's a lot of humor, and there's that mystery, and it's just kind of nonstop mayhem, I would say. So it's just a fun. It's going to be such a delight. Everything falls into place, knock on wood, for the audience, and it can be in audiences of all age, I think, can really enjoy this.
Yeah, so. This is a family-friendly show.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun once the first body hits the floor. So it's a
well,
great
and
time.
even before that.
Yeah, well, yes, even before that as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. I have a friend who has a second grader who loves playing the game Clue right now, and so she was looking forward to bringing her.
This should be great for her.
Yes, yeah. It's fun to be able to do that, where a show can appeal to a lot of different age groups, and no, it's not a fairy tale or something like that you typically think of for kids, but I just think visually and in general, it's going to be a great time for everyone. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
How many people are in the show?
11 cast members, but there's more than that number of characters in the play, if you get my drift. Some of us play more than one character, which is kind of fun, too. We'll come in as different people.
Which is written into the script.
Yeah,
so
that's the way it was.
It's not just like, oh, well, we're going to have to double up. And that's, I think, part of the challenge. It's very fun to have that multiple character element in a play. And I think it's fun for the audience, too, to think, do I recognize? Oh, yeah. But
It sounds
it's-
stressful
yeah.
for the cast.
It can be, as one of the people that does more than one, yes. Because you run around and you put on a different outfit and you go, okay, now I'm going to do something different now. So, but that's fun. That's
Yeah.
part of the fun of
So
doing
you're
it.
directing the play and you're in the play?
I have a very tiny, tiny, tiny part.
Okay.
I don't want a big part when I'm directing at all. No,
Okay.
it's hard to watch and act on the same time.
He's got his work cut out with it for himself with all of us.
Yeah,
Let's put
yeah.
it that way.
They're certainly challenging.
We can
yeah.
be a challenging group to rein in.
So can you share with me who the other cast members are?
Absolutely. We have Ed Colby, who's playing Wadsworth the butler, Nikki McClenahan, who's playing the maid, Brandy Glaspie's playing Miss Scarlet, Jan Gallagher is playing Mrs. Peacock, Lori's playing Mrs. White, Tom Dawson is playing Colonel Mustard, Mike McNerlin is playing Professor Plum, Vern Miller is playing Mr. Green, and then Teresa Peterson, I, and Dan Kitchen are playing a group of other people.
Okay. Very good. And it says on your flyers here that the Clue is presented by the Harp Players and Washington Community Theater.
Correct.
Can you explain to me who the Harp Players are or what that organization is?
Yeah, sure. The first Harp play came in 1999, but before that, a group of us got together. We were doing theater at the community theater, and after you're done with the show, you have this great feeling of accomplishment, but there's really nothing left. And so a group of us got together and said, it would be fun if we could do something more. What could we do? So we decided we'd form a separate entity, and that group would donate the proceeds we have from the plays we do to local charities. And she wants to say something.
I want to interject.
I see
I
that
think
finger.
the other important element to this is that we were all, most of us had, well, I know we had very young children, and
If you can imagine that at this point, yes.
didn't feel like it was conducive to a regular rehearsal schedule that starts at 7 and goes to 10 because we were wanting to get our kids to bed and do all of those kinds of things. And we were a crazy enough group that enjoyed each other's company enough that it was, well, we could start rehearsing at 9 o'clock at night, and it can be in our basement, so we didn't have to have, it was mainly for us, so we didn't have to find childcare. And it was a group that was just willing to do that because we had fun together, but we also felt kind of that need to, wouldn't it be great to have proceeds go to a charity? And so that's kind of the, how this all started. And we had that trust with each other where we looked for plays where we could kind of fit and then recruit when needed, but not have to go through those kind of regular channels just because of time. And there aren't a lot of people that would say, yeah, I'll start rehearsal at 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
in your basement, and we'll go till midnight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this all started.
That's how it started. Luckily now the children are out of the house and we can start at 7 and we don't have to go quite that late.
Yeah.
So, but we still have the similar group of people. Some of them have moved off and done other things, but as we've moved along, we've picked up other people into the group, and we always kind of go with the people we've been using before, and then we fill in the extra spots with new people, which we have some new people for this show. We have Vern and Nikki, and
Jan Gallagher.
And Jan Gallagher is new as well. So, and we're very happy to have them. They're
It's
great.
always fun to bring other people into the throng, and so yeah, it's a great experience.
You get to know people so very well when you do this because you spend so much time and such a concentrated amount of time with them.
Yes.
You really know everybody very well. You become good friends.
Yeah, very cool. So you started in 1999, you said.
Yeah.
So rolling up upon 25-year anniversary next year. That's kind of
Yep.
crazy.
We've taken a couple years off here and there.
Okay.
COVID knocked us back. Well, it's been 4 years from our last show is in 2019.
Okay.
And then we took a little time off with COVID and everything, but we decided, we talked amongst ourselves and we wanted to do a show. And this one really suits us because it's a wide range of people, so age doesn't matter. It's just characters and things, and it really fit our group really well.
Yeah, it sounds like a great pick. I'm looking forward to seeing it for sure. So how did you get the name Harp Players? Do you guys all play harp?
Yes, right. Yes, we're such
we do.
angelic people that's what happened. Yes.
Well,
We were
see.
looking for a name. I mean, we said, well, we have to have a name, and we bounced around a bunch of names, and I'll just share with you. We happened to be having a harp beer at the time,
Okay.
and somebody just said, hey, and that's how it started. So
Then,
But
we tried to link it to that idea of the charity and maybe a harp,
be an
angelic kind of
Yes.
thing.
So that's what we usually tell people. But it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that
It all comes
anymore.
back to drinking a harp beer. But it just was fitting, and we all decided, okay, we'll go with that.
We finally settled on that. It was just kind of, that was it. So okay, that worked. But getting back to the charity thing, we've done work. It's a play. We split the proceeds with the community theater, but our half and any donations that anybody might make to the play go directly to the charities that we have involved, and we've given to a myriad of charities in the county, in the local area, I guess. And we like to do local charities, something that can make a difference. This year, we're donating to the 3 school districts. We have 3 school districts in Washington County, and they have this
student assistance funds. So we will benefit the Washington District, Highland, and Mid Prairie, since they're in the county. And each school, well, there are two schools in Washington. I believe it will be the middle school and
high school.
The high school, and then Highland and Mid Prairie, and they all have some student assistance funds. So ours is to provide clothing and necessities and so on. There's a backpack program at one of the other schools, so it can be providing food for the weekend, those kinds of things, school supplies. And what happens is it doesn't go directly to, because there's a lot of complications with funding and that kind of thing. It has to go to the parent group, and then they earmark it for this particular fund, and all will benefit students in need for whatever their various needs are. So I'm really excited about that. After being involved in teaching for 31 years, I see that need, and it's an increasing need for students that sometimes are going through a hard time, and so we're excited to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's great to be able to do something that you love, and give back to the community at the same time.
So. It's a win-win for all. That's kind of how we look at it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I think we'll head to commercial break, and when we get back, we'll talk about how people can get tickets to come watch Clue and when they can expect it.
That sounds great.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our communities stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September, so it says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your guest host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Greg and Lori Wiley with the play Clue that's coming to town in just a couple, 2.5 weeks, I believe. We've talked a lot about the production, kind of who's putting it on, who it benefits, some of the people in the play. But let's talk a little bit about, how the set comes to be, or who builds that? What kind of support staff do you have to come up with the costumes? I'm sure that's just a ton of behind the scenes work. Can you tell me about how who's in charge of that, or what goes on there?
You bet. We have a great behind the scenes group of people, and they're just really dedicated, and they spend tons and tons of time. I can't name them all because number one, I'll forget, but I do want to mention, and if you're thinking about coming to the play, the set is just out of this world.
Phenomenal.
It really is. Our set designer and chief of construction is Brett Swift from locally from Washington, and he designed a really neat thing. The game Clue has all these different rooms, so we have 4 rooms on each side, and like a drawer you have on your desk, you pull it, the room pulls out, and people walk in, so you see them. So they go into the room. They go to the next room. That one closes, the other one pulls out. So we're constantly opening and closing these drawers, which are real rooms, 16 by 6 feet long, and people are going into these rooms. And it's something you're not going to see someplace else. It's really a neat thing, and it was not easy to do. So I take my hat off to him because he spent a lot of time engineering this up.
Yeah, so he just comes up with that on his own?
Well, we talked about it. We looked around for other ideas. We hit on that idea, and then he put it together for us. Mm-hmm. So it was amazing to come work out. And boy, we spent hours trying to figure out stops and how we'd roll it out and how we do this. So it's all there now, but boy, I was wondering about partway through if it was going to make it. So
it's a complicated set, but it will definitely visually be just really fun to see.
Yeah.
And Brett was kind of a mastermind behind it with Greg. Mike McNerlin has spent a lot of time. Dawn Schindler has been there like a trooper, and she's the stage manager, and she does so many things. She stood in for characters. She helps with construction. She prompts us. She puts up with us. Let's put it that way. She, directs the in and out of the different stage pieces. Lisa Hughes also working backstage
and building set.
But she's the costumer extraordinaire. And she is so talented and so wonderful to work with. Everybody is, and we've got some new people coming in to work with sound and with props, and it's just a fantastic group. And we're seen on stage because that's the thing that we can contribute. I guess maybe I'm speaking for myself, but these people, it's behind the scenes, and they have such a passion for it, and just such a great group to work with. I can't stress that enough.
I was going to say it plays like a tree, but it's more like an iceberg. Most of it's underwater. I mean, most of what happens backstage and happens before the show, so there's so much work that goes on prior, and that's the majority of it, really. But what you see is the tip, really, when you watch the show.
So what happens to a set after a play like this? So built an awesome set, and then can you sell it to somebody?
No, we salvage what we can. Well, we salvage everything. We have a prop barn and a stage set barn, and things are taken apart, they're stacked, and then they're used for the next set. So we use things from previous sets, platforms, flats, and things like that, door frames, and all sorts of stuff. And it's recycled and used for another show then.
Yeah, there may be a tier or two shed here on the.
This one's going to be hard to take apart. It's going to be. It's quite the set.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
But it's coming out just great. So.
Well, it's all very interesting.
Yeah.
Making me more excited to come see it. So, if people do want to come see the play, tell us when it is. How do they get tickets? What are the details?
It's a week from this Friday. It's March 10th and 11th, and that's in the p.m., 7:30 p.m. And then the next weekend, the 17th and 18th, 7:30 p.m., and we're having a Sunday matinee, the 19th at 2:30 p.m. You can get tickets. You can go to wctheater.com, or you can go on Facebook at the Washington Community Theater page, or you can call 653-5175. 653-5175. We'll take your message. Leave a message, and we will take your ticket orders.
Or you can get tickets at the door.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you don't need to...
Unless it sells out because you guys were here on the show.
Well, that would be the dream of a lifetime, yes.
We would love it to sell out. It would be great to have a full house and great to benefit that charity.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've been to a show. Are tickets general admission, or are they assigned seating?
They're assigned seats,
okay.
Yeah. They're assigned seats, and they're not expensive. Adults are $12 and students are $6. So,
pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
in the
very
theater
reasonable for.
realm.
Been to other theaters, you're paying a lot more, so you're getting a great deal here.
Yeah,
you got to put that plug in. So
yes, very awesome. All right, well, I think those are all the questions that I had. Was there anything that we forgot to mention about about the show that you wanted to share with anybody?
What are we leaving out?
Well, unless you want us to come back in about 5 minutes after I think of everything.
Actually, I did think of a question. So when just out of curiosity, so you said you're practicing 5 days a week. So
Right.
when did you guys start, and like how long do people put into this production?
We started near the end of January, and they say there's an hour of rehearsal time for every minute on stage.
Okay.
And I think that might be a little low, actually. I think there's more than
Well, it's low if you consider all the time that it takes to work your lines, memorize your lines. I mean, but people have to do work on their own and then bring it there. But we put in a lot of hours, but it's you know.
But you know what? It's fun too. We're all
enjoy
good
it.
friends, so
Yeah.
you know it's like
Yeah.
getting together with your
It's-
friends every night. So
hanging out.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, very good. Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the production. And,
Great.
Sounds like you guys have put in a lot of hard work, and that's really exciting for the Washington community and the places that you guys are going to benefit. The Washington Middle School Kindness Closet, Washington High School Used to Be Yours, Highland Backpack Program, and Coat Library, and Feeding the Kids in Mid-Prairie. So that's really awesome.
Yeah. We really think that's a great deal.
Yeah. All right. So today, moving on, today is National Dadgum That's a Good Day.
Yep. Supposed to just eat some dadgum good food, apparently.
I really need to start reading these things before I read them online. I was like, doggum. Yep, that's what it says.
I had a football coach that always said dadgum.
Yep.
There's
Dadgum,
also
that's a
National
good
Pork
day.
Day, which I feel is fitting.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Yes, yep.
But I also feel like they kind of pork, dadgum is good. Eat a good pulled pork sandwich or something.
Put
They
a-
connect.
Can't beat
Sandwich
that.
them together.
Yep.
All right. And now we're going to play the famous birthday game.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Hey, I'm ready.
See how much we don't know.
I described the rules before the show, but I'll repeat them. I'm going to put a celebrity whose birthday is today on the screen.
Okay.
You have to guess their age. If you're within 3 years, you get a point. If you're right on, you get 2 points.
So we
What if
each
you're
take
10
a
years
turn.
off? Yeah.
You can be a team or individual. And if you're 10 years off, we'll laugh at you.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
First up, we have Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Canadian singer. I was updating Diana before the show about all the drama that's happening with him and his wife and an ex-girlfriend. So
Who gets to guess
Well,
first?
we have to compete because we always compete against each other. I mean, we're not competitive or anything.
we'll go right to left. So Greg, you go first.
33.
36.
I'm going to go 29.
He is in fact 29. So
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Good guess.
He just
Nothing
seems like he's been around longer.
I went off my age, and I knew that he was younger than me.
Didn't he get famous at like
Oh, yeah.
13? Next up, we have Javier Bardem from one of the James Bond movies, I think Skyfall, No Country for Old Men.
I was going to say No Country for Old Men, yeah.
Is his most famous.
All right, I'll start it off. I'll go 57 because I have no idea.
58.
54.
He is 54. So
Whoa!
Look at you.
Then I get the point. Greg also gets a point, so we have 3-0 to 1. Next up, we...
I get 2 points, don't I? I was on the nose.
Oh, yeah, you get 2 points.
Hey, come on.
geez, Greg.
Not that I'm competitive.
I can't read
Not that I'm keeping track.
I can't read my own handwriting. Next up, we have Ron Howard, the famous child star from Andy Griffith Show and
Yep.
Happy Days, and also now a famous
And
director.
the world's best agent because his name came first on the Andy Griffith Show before Andy Griffith's, didn't it? I think.
Oh, man. 72.
$69.
71.
He is 69. So
Oh, wow. We've had 3 spot ons today. That's pretty impressive.
2 to 3 is the score right now. Going into the last actor, which is, that's a little too zoomed in, Lupita Nyong'o. I always butcher her last name. I'm pretty sure it's Nyong'o.
Should I know?
She,
Lupita.
she's in Black Panther. What was that Jordan Peele movie? The second one they did. I can't remember.
I have no idea. I'll go with 36.
34.
25.
She is actually 40.
Oh, my gosh.
I almost went with 42, but
She doesn't look 40 at all.
She looks great.
Wow.
Okay,
So
well,
what's the final score here?
I
well,
don't
I'm
know.
not the winner.
I didn't-
4-3-2.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you won, Diana.
I was
Yeah, I think
impressed
she
that
did.
I was impressed that we all got one person's
Yeah,
age
we got
right
lucky.
on.
That might be a first.
We were very good
So.
guessers.
Except at the end.
All right. Well, make sure you check the production Clue out at the Washington Community Theater, presented by the Washington Community Theater and the Harp Players, March 10th and 11th. Also, March 17th and 18th at 7:30 p.m. And then there's a matinee on March 19th at 2:30. Tickets are $12 for adults and $6 for students, and profits benefit local charities. So make sure to check those out, and we'll include ways that you can get the tickets down below in the comments. So check that out. Thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you for having us, yes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Thanks for joining us on Washington Live. Please make sure to like, follow, and share. If you have any suggestions for people you'd like to see on the show, make sure to share them in the chat or email washialive@gmail.com. I'm your guest host, Diana Rich, and we'll see you next time.